Welcome to this video. Today I will explain to you how to calculate the total of items in Python. This concept is very basic, but I know there are a number of students who are coming from other specialization may find it a little bit difficult. But with some examples, you will get used to it and you will find it really straightforward and not that complicated. So we have an example today of a supermarket. So this supermarket, there's a cashier there and the customer just came to the supermarket cashier and having number of items. At the beginning, the total of cost that the customer has to pay is 0 because we still did not check the items. Now the total equal 0. Checking the first item, which 10.5. So now the total is what? Is 0 plus 10.5, isn't it? Now we'll go into a loop. We'll continue repeating the same thing until the end of the items. So the second item here, which 7.5. So the total now, 10.5 plus 7.5, it's 18. So the total now 18. So the total incremental. So you start by the first total, which 0, then you start adding to that one by one. Third item is 8.0. 8.0 plus 18, 26. So that's the total items for the three first items, the cost of the customer. And same thing, fourth item, 7.85. 7.85, now the total is being updated, and then the fourth item is again 7.85. It's the same item. Now total, all item completed are 5 items this customer is buying, so the total is 41.7. so that's the total of the items. So it's starting by 0, taking the first item, adding it to 0. Now we have a new total. Then the second item, adding it to the previous total. Then have a new total, and you continue this way. So usually there is a loop that allow the customer or the user to enter values one by one. Sometimes these values comes from a database or from different things. Now, how we can do this in programming in Python? So now if we switch to Python, very simple, the logic is the same. There is only one limitation of these examples which we're discussing today. Because you didn't study something called while loop, you still did not study the if statements. So we're going to simplify this example, and it will not be exactly the same as what you see in the supermarket. So here we're going to assume we will ask the user at the beginning how many items he or she has. Okay, so you say there are 5 items. So we're going to use a variable called items. And this items is telling us how many items, not the price, the quantity of the items. So using input, and we used input before, input usually return a text, as you know. But the number of item is number of type integer. So we need to convert it. So we're using items equal end bracket items. So this line, which we have, we're going to convert for us the items from text to number. So if we enter 5, it will become a number which equal to 5. Now we need to go into that loop we said. So we'll have for loop that start from the beginning to the end. So how many items? There are 5 items. So for I end range items. Notice items is in blue color, and the items original one we have also in blue color. So these two are linked together. So items, so the loop will go for the number of items. So if the user enter at the beginning 10, that loop will be repeated 10 times. 3 will be repeated 3 times. Okay, so what we need to do next, after doing that, we need to start now asking the user to enter the value for the items one by one. So we'll say price equal input, enter the price. So the user will enter now the price. This price will come a text, string, or a number. It come, as you know, string. Input use string or a text. We need to convert it to numbers. Should we use int or something else? Int we said for integer, for whole number, for quantity, number of students, number of cards, number of items. This quantity is which whole number. So it doesn't work with the price because the price has a decimal point. If you buy a milk, for example, you'll find maybe 10.5 or something like that. So there's a decimal point. So we'll be using float. Now, price equal float price. This line will convert the user input from text to float numbers. Now we calculate the total, and this is how we do the total. Total equal total plus price. This line you will see everywhere you calculate the total. There is another simplified version, but we'll leave it for now. We'll look at it later when we come to that one. But this is straightforward, and you can understand it easily. The previous total equal the previous total plus price. Now, because there is a loop, these lines will be repeated for the number of items. Now, when the loop is completed, user enter 5, the loop repeated 5 times, then the result will be displayed. So we use print total between quotation, which is just a message on the screen, comma, and total, which is the variable we use to calculate our total. This is how it works. Now, let's switch a little bit to Ripple and see the live code. So if we look at our code, here is our code. It's the same thing we have in the previous screen. You can see everything is the same. So let's now hit run and see what will happen. See, asking us to enter the number of items. So let's enter number of items 3. I don't want to waste your time. So first item will say 10.5. Second one is 20.5. Last one is 5. And here is the total result. I hope you understand it now. And that magic line you need to remember, total equal total plus price if you're doing price. If you're finding total of marks or grades, you can do the grades. If you're doing total of salary of all the employees, will be total equal total plus salary. And that's the way it works. Okay. Later when we use the while loop and if statement, when you come to it in the some other videos which will come later, you will see we can simplify it. We don't need to ask the user to tell us how many items he or she has. So we just start entering the first item, second item, third item. At the end we hit enter or E or any special key, and then the result will be on the screen. I'll see you in the next video, and I hope I made it easy for you to understand how to do the total. Thank you.